Senator Donovan, we've seen a lot going on with public lands in Washington, and this is an issue you've been passionate about long time. So what do you make of it?
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting to see the new administration. I mean, one of the first acts they took was this behind closed doors rollback of a rule that is kind of a stepping stone in the conversation of transferring public lands. They did what I thought was a completely DC maneuver of doing a rule change that said public lands won't have value once we talk about transferring them, right? So that kind of removed a hurdle in that transfer and made it easier for public lands to be transferred to the highest bidder. And so that was a real worrisome step for me to see the administration take. Clearly, since it was one of their first priorities, we were all kind of waiting to see what the new administration was going to pick to focus on. And one of the first things they chose to focus on was making public lands not be in public hands a priority.
Is there a stand that can be taken here in the legislature and as individuals in Colorado to push back on those kinds of rules?
I mean, absolutely. We've seen it in action twice. We saw it last year in the legislature. We got a bipartisan bill passed that I carried that established Colorado Public Lands Day. So that sent a strong message from our state that we value our public lands, maintaining the management system that they have now, and they're incredibly important to our quality of life and to our economy. And then we just saw this week, we saw public pressure put on the representative from Utah, his bill that he introduced that proposed selling 3.3 million acres of land across the West, and he pulled it. And he pulled it because he said he got pressure from sportsman groups and public land lovers across the West saying this isn't how we want our public lands handled. We don't want them sold off.
Well, we saw Senator Michael Bennet and Senator Kerry Donovan proposed a package of 5 bills this week. You know, they're individual projects, but did you take hope away from that Senator Gardner and Senator Bennet can work together?
Incredibly hopeful. I mean, bravo to those guys. I mean, the story that we hear out of Washington, D.C. is nothing can get done because everyone's sticking on their side of the aisle. We see Senator Gardner and Senator Bennet recognizing how important Colorado public lands are to its citizens and introduce these 5 bills that will increase the functionality of our public lands for generations to come. I mean, I'm incredibly appreciative of both of our senators taking very public stances against the transfer of public lands.
Thank you.
Thank you.